Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about IP datagrams and fragmentation in this video. And I have taken the reference from the book TCP IP Protocol Suite. Okay, first let us see what is IP protocol, then what about datagrams and its fragmentation. Okay, so let us see what is IP. It is nothing but it is an internet protocol. Internet protocol is a transmission mechanism which is used by the TCP or IP protocols. So actually internet protocol, it just offers a set of rules for the transmission of data from the sender to the receiver. Okay, and also IP is an unreliable and it is a connectionless datagram protocol. And also it offers best effort delivery service. It's a best effort in the sense, for example, in some cases IP packets may corrupted or damaged or delayed, so that may cause congestion in the network. So that it is providing the best effort delivery service. It has to be paired with the high level protocols like TCP or UDP, ICMP or IGMP, so that the efficient transmission can happen. For an example, if you could see best effort delivery service by post office. So for an example, in a post office, if an unregistered letter is sent by the sender, the post office, it just offers the delivery. Its service, it is delivering that mail. But it cannot assure the sender whether the mail has been sent to the receiver. So it may damaged or mail may get lost or something, but it cannot assure the sender side. So it just offers the service, the best effort service, just delivering the mail. So it cannot rectify the any if suppose any damage or loss occur to the mail, it cannot rectify that problem. So likewise here IP, it is an unreliable, so that it has to be paired with the high level protocols, so that it provides the uh, good transmission. Then let us see about what is datagrams. So datagram is nothing but it is a packets in the network layer that is called as datagrams. So this is nothing but it is a datagram format. So it has two parts. One is header, another one is the data part. So header part has 20 to 60 bytes. Okay? So totally 20 to 65,535 bytes of IP datagram. So now we are going to learn about the header format. So this is the header format structure. So here we have a separate fields. So the first field is version, then H length, that is header length, service type, total length. Second row is about identification field, flags field, fragmentation offset. Then third row is about time to live TTL, then protocol, then header checksum, then source IP address, destination IP address, then options. So now we are going to learn about each and every field in some brief manner. And this is second row, we will see this in the fragmentation part. Okay, the first field is that version. Here in this field, it defines the version of the IP protocol. And this field, it indicates the IP, what type of software is running in the processing machine, whether it is an IPv4 or v6. So in future, nowadays it is IPv4 running. In future, it may be replaced with the IPv6 protocol. And the second field is about header length, H length. It indicates the total length of the header, which is between 20 and 60 bytes. Then the next field is about service type. So in an original design of IP header is termed as TOS, that is type of service. It defines how to handle the datagram. So here we have two parts. One is the precedence, another one is the type of service. So this precedence, it is used to define the precedence of the datagram. The second one is different. The rest of the field is defines the type of service. What type of service is going to be offered? Either low delay, high throughput, and so on. So here, IETF is nothing but it is a standard. This has changed the interpretation of this 8-bit field. We have in this service type we have 8-bit field. So in that 8-bit field, 6-bit is allocated for code points, and the remaining 2 bits are unused. Okay. So now let us see what are the cases are there in that. The first case is that when the 3 rightmost bits are zeros, then the leftmost bits are interpreted the same as the precedence. So if you can see here, if all the 3 bits, the rightmost side are zeros in the sense, again the leftmost bits which has the same precedence value. That is, in other words, we can say that it has compatible with the older interpretation. So if suppose in the case if the router is congested, so if any congestion has happened in the network, in that case some datagrams has to be discarded. It needs to be discarded. So in that case, lowest precedence datagram will get discarded. Okay? So for that, the precedence is very important. The next case, we can see that when the three rightmost bits are not at all zeros, so in that case, services will be provided based upon the priority assignment. Okay. So here we have they have given three categories. The first category, the code point is like this: the internet authority will be assigned. If in the second category, the code point is like this: local authority will be assigned. Then the third category, code point will be like this, and in that case, temporary or experimental authority will be assigned. So these are the service types. According to the code points, these are the service types will be assigned. The next one is total length. Total length is about, it defines the total length, which includes both header and data, header plus data. The length of the data we can calculate from that total length minus header length, it gives us the length of the data. The next field talks about time to live, TTL. So each and every datagram has a limited lifetime. Okay? It is decremented to 0 based upon the number of times. So whenever a datagram is happen to visit the router, then automatically it counter value get decremented to decrements. It value gets decremented. So when the time limit reaches to 0, in that case, when TTL value is 0, that case datagram will get discarded. So it is based upon the number of times the datagram visits the router. That's how the TTL value will get calculated. The next field is about checksum. This field, it is used for the error correction methods, and we will talk about this in the next sessions. Then source address. Source address and the destination address. These fields define the IP address source and the destination, and these two fields will remain same and will not get changed. And now, so we have completed about the header format. The second thing is about fragmentation. So fragmentation is nothing but datagram. Datagram is nothing but it is a packet which is in the network layer. So it can travel through uh, yes through different networks. So each router, it decapsulates the IP datagram from the frame, and it receives, processes it, and then again it encapsulates it in another frame. So this is the process of the fragmentation part. For an example, if a router connects two types of networks, one is a LAN, another one is a WAN. If it connects these two together, suppose if it receives a frame in the LAN format, then again it has to encapsulate it, and in the in order to send through a frame, it has to encapsulate it in the WAN format. Okay, so while it receiving in the LAN format, it decapsulates from that format, then process it, and again it has to convert that encapsulate into a WAN format. So this is the process of the fragmentation. It is nothing but dividing the datagram. So dividing the datagram is nothing but the fragmentation. So this is a frame actually. A maximum transfer unit is nothing but, so in the frame we have header, then MTU size, then trailer. So this field defines the maximum size of the data field. Okay? So when a datagram is encapsulated in a frame, the total size of the datagram, it must be less than the maximum size. Otherwise, it has to be fragmented. And these are the fields, whatever we have discussed in the format, header format. In the second row, we have three fields. So identification field, flags, and offset field. So here, those two fields which are related to the fragmentation part. The first one is about identification. It is nothing but this field, 16-bit field, which identifies a datagram which is originating from the source host. And also IP protocol uses the counter. Here this protocol, it uses the counter to guarantee the uniqueness of the datagram, okay, whether it is coming from which source. So in order to guarantee that, it uses the counter. So when the IP protocol sends the datagram, it just copies the current value to the identification field, and it increases one by one. The value in the counter is copied to all fragments. So while reassembling the datagram in the destination side, so this fragments just having the same identification value should be assembled into one datagram at the destination side. Okay. So this identification field is very, very important. Then the next field is about flags field. In the flags field, we have a 3-bit field. So the first bit is reserved one and it is not used. The second one is do not fragment bit. Do not fragment bit is indicated by the letter D. If the value is set to 1, machine must not fragment the datagram. Hence, it is do not fragment bit. Okay. If it is 0 means datagram can be fragmented. Then the third one is that it is a more fragment bit. It is indicated by the letter M. Okay. If the value is set to 1, datagram is not the last fragment, so it can fragment. It has more fragments. Okay. So if the value is set to 0, in that case, this is the last fragment. So these are the 3-bit fields in the flags field. Next one is fragmentation offset. So fragmentation offset, it is a 13-bit field which shows the relative position of this fragment. Okay. So with respect to the whole datagram. So this is very, very important. So actually it defines the relative position of the fragment. Okay. So with respect to the whole datagram, and this is measured in units of 8 bytes. For an example, in this diagram, you could see that the first part, this is a whole datagram, and this datagram is divided into 3 fragments. First fragment, this part is the first fragment, and this one is the second fragment, and this is the third fragment. Here, the data from 0 to 3999, that is nearly 4000 bytes, totally 4000 bytes of datagram is fragmented into 3 parts. The first part is of size 0 to 1399. And the second fragment part is 1400 to 2799. Then third one is 2800 to 3999. So this is how the 4000 bytes of datagram is divided into these 3 fragments. Okay. Then how to calculate the position, that is the offset value. So this can be measured in the units of 8 bytes. So to calculate the offset value, the first address, for example, here it is given as 0. Okay, 0, 0, 0, 0. This 0 divided by 8, which gives the value 0. So this is the offset field value. Okay. For the second fragment, the address is that 1400. Again, we can calculate the offset value from the first address, that is 1400 divided by 8. It gives the offset as 175. Now 175 is the offset value for this particular fragment. Similarly, for the third one, the starting address is 2800 here. Again, the offset value can be calculated 2800 divided by 8, which gives 350. So this is going to be the offset value for this third fragment. So likewise, the datagram can be fragmented to many datagrams. Again, this fragmented can be once again it can fragmented. So that's what given in the second diagram. You could see this is what is a detailed fragmentation example they have given. This is the first part. The whole datagram, or this is the original datagram, and this datagram is fragmented into 3 parts. Okay, the fragment 1, fragment 2, and fragment 3. So fragment 1, the offset value we can calculate from the first address. 0 divided by, it is measured in the units of 8 bytes, so that 0 divided by 8, the value is 0. Here it is mentioned here 0. This is the offset value for this particular fragment. Likewise with the second one, the first starting address is 1400, which is divided by 8. We got the value 175. So this is the offset value for this second fragment. And likewise, the third fragment, the offset value is 350. That is starting address 2800 divided by 8, we get 350. Likewise, here the second fragment is once again divided into 2 types, fragment 2.1 and 2.2. Again, the offset value can be calculated from the starting address. 1400 divided by 8 gives 175. And here 2200 is the starting address, and this divided by 8, which gives 275. So likewise, this process will be going on. It can continues the process. So this is the offset value. So this indicates the relative position of the fragment to the with respect to the whole datagram. So in this video, we have learned about what is IP, Internet Protocol, and what is datagram, the header format, and its fragmentation, how the offset value is calculated. Hope you all understand the video. Thank you very much for watching this video.